Hi YouTube, today's a story time of how I passed my driving test first time. So I actually ended up going to the test centre twice, but the first time I didn't leave the test centre, so it doesn't count as a try in my book. Okay, first thing that happened was I did not have a diagnosis for my anxiety disorder yet, and I wasn't on my medication that I am now. So what happened was I was feeling extremely anxious, I felt that I couldn't do it, and when we arrived at the test centre, my instructor said, "We've got to go inside now to sign some paperwork." And I said, "I can't do it." He said, "What do you want me to do?" I said, "Could you get the examiner to come out here?" So he did, and the examiner came out and he said, "We need to go inside to sign paperwork." So I took a deep breath and I went inside, signed the paperwork. And then we got in the car, I did my 2 show me tell me questions, I got them correct. He said, "Let's get the 2 manoeuvres out of the way, so then we don't have to worry about it, and all we have to do is go for a drive, and then if you do the drive good, you've passed." So I'm like, okay, this is actually going really well. He asked me to do my first manoeuvre, which was a reverse bay park, and I got it right. And then he asked me to do the second manoeuvre, which I can't remember what it was, but I got it right again. So he said, "Now all you have to do is leave the test centre, go for a drive, come back, and then you've passed." Okay. But I started panicking. I was shaking, I felt sick, I felt lightheaded, I felt like I wanted to cry. I thought I was going to pass out. And I was driving the car and I'm breathing and shaking, and he's like, "Are you okay?" I was like, yeah, I just need to take a breath. So he said, "Okay, just calm down and breathe deep." And we're driving, and attached to the test centre is a roundabout. It's not on a main road, so there's no other cars, and there's only 2 exits, one for the main road and one for the test centre. As we're leaving, he says, "Could you take the second exit?" Now, because there are only 2 exits on the road, on the roundabout, you'd think I can't get it wrong, but I started panicking. And as I was going around the roundabout, my mind went blank, just panicked, and I said, "Which exit did you say?" And I slammed on the brake and we were just sitting in the middle of this roundabout. And he said, "Okay, let's just go back into the main gate of the test centre." And he made me turn my engine off, and he said, "You're too anxious to carry on with this test. I'm just going to stop it here." Obviously I cried. I don't count it as my first attempt because I didn't actually do any driving. I didn't get on the main road. Second time, before I booked the test, I went to the doctors and I said, you know, what happened? And he screen tested me for a diagnosis for anxiety disorder, and he gave me citalopram. And then after about 3 weeks of being on citalopram, I booked the test and I passed. And I have an automatic licence and I have my own car. Something has happened to that car, but that is for a story for another time. So that is the story of how I passed my driving test first time. I hope you enjoyed this story. My name is Natalie. Bye!